It's time to go back to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I'm a bit late on this DLC review as I was working on some other things around Goku Day, mostly Zelda. But let's dive back into the world of Dragon Ball with the final add-on for the superhero movie. Here is my review for Hero of Justice Pack 2 for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Nintendo Switch. Also, spoiler warning, many elements of the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie are spoiled by the contents of this DLC, and I'll be going over them in this review. Just FYI for those who haven't seen the movie yet. Now, first of all, we would be doing a comparison between this DLC and its free update, but the DLC pack went into development hell for a while, getting delayed. We actually got the free update for this DLC about 2 months ago. To go into it briefly, that update added a few raids, artwork, figures, and a new transformation for all races. If you max friendship with Gohan and Videl as well as Piccolo, you get a special mission with Piccolo to unlock Beast, the new transformation Gohan got in the movie. As I said above, this is available for all races. It enhances your damage by about 33% and lowers your overall defense, making you a bit of a glass cannon. There's also an arguable downside that a lot of races have the transformation get rid of your helmet and replace it with the Beast Saiyan face and hair, regardless of what your custom character looks like. But the best part of the update had nothing to do with Beast. They gave Super Saiyan Blue and Blue Evolution a huge buff, and I'm talking about the custom character transformations. They significantly lowered the amount of key drain the transformations dish out while active. With accessories like Fuse Super Soul, Blue won't drain ki at all, and Evolution will have very slow drain. A huge improvement over how it was before. But let's talk about what the DLC added, which was 3 playable characters, new quests, skills, costumes, and 2 new Time Patrol missions. Some of the new costumes are also pretty great. I absolutely love the Red Ribbon Army 94 clothes, though I do wish it hadn't taken over 3 hours of grinding to get that chest piece to drop. Many thanks to all the random Switch players, including Aramis, Zelda-chan, Holy-Chi, and Last Night, for helping with all that grinding. We also got a new arena that was originally in the free update as a raid stage. The end of film version of Superheroes Red Ribbon Army headquarters, which actually looks pretty cool. It doesn't look like they just copy and pasted another stage, and there's a lot going on, from the actual main headquarters to the rubble where Cell Max's lab was. Now let's get to the characters. We get 2 new versions of Piccolo, his potential unlocked or yellow form from the superhero movie, and the massive hulking orange Piccolo from the same movie. And finally, we get Gohan Beast, which is Gohan's new form he acquired in the movie, as a bit of a reference and nod to his acquiring of Super Saiyan 2 back in Dragon Ball Z. Now let's go into each one. Potential Unlocked or Yellow Piccolo is probably the most disappointing. He plays well with very quick combos, but it's more his skill offering the custom character users will find to be a bummer. You can't acquire any of his new skills for your custom character. They're all exclusive to him. What they did here was give Orange Piccolo all the new skills and rework pre-existing ones for potential unlocked. He's got Evil Eyes and Meteor Crash from the base game, while he gets a normal super version of Special Beam Cannon that is weaker and comes out fairly quickly. And then we have Evil Explosion and Light Grenade being converted into ultimates with more combo options, as Evil Explosion has a kick to start things off, and the Light Grenade can be triggered in the middle of a combo to damage the opponent as it charges up. Now I'm pretty bummed about this, mostly because of the new Special Beam Cannon. It's a decent launch to Super Chain, and it's a shame this is exclusive to Yellow Piccolo. You could also argue it isn't orange and red like it is in the movie, but I'm not too upset about that. Then we get to characters with new skills. Orange Piccolo is an absolutely massive character. He's not quite as tall as the likes of Broly, but he certainly is huge compared to others. He's a bit of a slow fighter with his punches, which matches pretty much everything we saw in the movie, from that one punch he gave to Gamma 2 to what he did in his giant form against Cell Max. He's also got some skills that work together with that. He has a few returning ones like Super Explosive Wave, Special Beam Blast, and Full Power Energy Wave. Then we have 3 new skills. They're all fairly slow to start, but you can work them into combos and sets. Fierce Fist is a wind-up punch, the one he used on Gamma 2 shortly after obtaining the orange form. This has some really nice use as a launch follow-up. While this is normally only good for blast moves because of the distance enemies fly when launched, Fierce Fist tracks really well. You can have Orange Piccolo follow the enemy to the ground with it, and even custom characters can use it well with horizontal launches. Next up is Demon Destruction, a bit of a grab like Broly's Gigantic Rage, where Piccolo flies in, grabs, and throws to the ground. And his ultimate is probably one of the weirdest ultimate windups I've seen. Piccolo slowly takes a few steps towards the enemy before kicking and starting the attack, based on the combo he did against Cell Max in his giant form, which is probably why it has such a slow startup. It does good damage, but it can be tricky to hit without a stamina break. Then we get to who everybody wanted to see, Beast Gohan, the character everyone knew was coming and has created some pretty comical memes from a strange choice in how he interacts with UI Goku, the later having this crazy reverbed voice that you're hearing right now.
I'm going to surpass you, Dad.
Bring it on, Gohan.
This is Gohan from the end of the superhero movie where he obtains this new form. He's got 4 new skills, all kind of oriented around the demon name and mostly inspired from Piccolo. These are also a bit odd as Beast Gohan didn't really do a whole lot in the movie. He did 1 kick and then his ultimate, and that's all we got. So, what we have here in Xenoverse 2 is Demon Flurry, a slowish combo of punches that you can mash to make longer. It sort of reminds me of a longer and slower version of Gogeta's Super Mad Dance. And then we get to more creative skills. Demon Flash is my personal favorite of his normal supers, as it's a combination of 2 different characters' moves. It's a very quick and smaller evil explosion that can be used mid-combo to launch an enemy, and while they're launched you can follow up with a weak Kamehameha wave. It's a pretty fancy little combo that looks great. You can also use 300 stamina to use it without risk of being stunned by other attacks. But the downside, it doesn't do much damage at all. I did a comparison in training mode with the Demon Flash combo doing around 3100 damage, and the base Kamehameha wave without any charging did 3600. Next up is Demon Flash Strike, a move he actually uses in the movie. This is a counter with 2 uses. If you get a successful counter, Gohan will teleport and use the gut kick he does against Cell Max. But this is another counter that you can also use an extra input to auto-teleport to your opponent for a hit and launch, letting you salvage if it misses. And then we have his ultimate, Special Beam Cannon Beast. This is a chargeable ultimate that can do a pretty high amount of damage. If fully charged, it will on my custom character do 12,400 damage, which is just slightly under what the full volley from Super Spirit Bomb does. You can launch it by default without charging as well, where it'll do around 9,000. But it can be very difficult to land without a stamina break, especially with the long charge up time of the fully powered variant. Though there is one nice way to use it. If you hold forward on the directional stick when using it, you can do a flying jump to stun the enemy and make it unavoidable. But you're not going to get the fully charged damage when you do it like this. The kick version does around 10,000 while fully charged does 12. And that's all the characters. I think we got a pretty nice turnout overall, despite Yellow Piccolo getting a bunch of reworked supers no one else can use. And finally, let's talk about the new story mission for Time Patrol. This is like what we got a few DLC packs ago, a few messing around with the timeline, some people popping up where they shouldn't, and this is a little bit of a mixed bag. The first mission is great, having Cell powered up during the Cell games and the Gammas fighting him alongside Great Saiyaman. This offered a bunch of great interactions between them, praising and criticizing each other's superhero methods and costumes. But the second was a little disappointing. It had some great moments, especially the final cinematic if you do your choices just right in that mission, but I felt it was a bit too much of just retreading the superhero movie. It didn't have anything crazy like the what if Goku went Ultra Instinct Omen against Kid Buu stuff. So how did this DLC pack do? I think it's pretty good. The skills for Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan are a lot of fun to use, and the Soldier 94 costume is just great. Well, I think the Time Patrol could have been a lot more unique and fun, and Yellow Piccolo getting pretty much all exclusive skills are a bummer. I still think it's a solid add-on for the superhero movie. Reviews to go. Rates the Hero of Justice Pack 2 for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Nintendo Switch a 7.5 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.